Welcome to tonight's meeting of March 31st, 2025. Do we have anybody that had questions for the agenda first? I didn't see any written or anything, so just double checking. Council reports, Councilor Zani? Councilor Chameleon?
No.
Councilor Hott? I'm sorry. I look at her and go, Councilor Hott. Councilor Ireland?
I went to the opening of the WFD Citizens Academy, and I love the enthusiasm of the people there that were participating. I stayed long because I got there late because I had to work late. Anyway, I learned a lot about HIPAA laws, which it's amazing how the fire tried to keep everyone's privacy when they send them to hospitals or whatever people. So that was interesting and good to know, actually. So I appreciated going. It was great. Thanks.
I was there too, and I think there's 3 recruits sitting in that class from when they went around to introduce themselves. So I think we have 2 young ladies and a gentleman that was sitting in front of me. So that was fun. That's always a good class. I had AC Rep last week and this week I did. And not this week, last week, sorry. And the only thing that we know all of the different bills that we have had before us, and the only thing they were waiting for the budget to get dropped, and there's now they feel a 40% possibility of going into recession. And the budget finally was dropped, so it's sort of a week late, and so that just means probably things are going to be rapid fire. So it's been sort of quiet for this week, so that's the reason they just think. And that was great news about the film festival coming to the area. Had meeting this morning with our staff, with our weekly meeting that Mayor Pro Tem is usually on, and myself, dealing with our legislation. And again, we will see a couple of things this week, but it was sort of a slow last week. I went to the CDBG meeting on, I think it was Wednesday night or Thursday night. We waited until after 6:20. Nobody showed up, so we left. Westy baseball, I threw out the first pitch on Thursday afternoon, and it was cute. The pitcher said, "You didn't do as bad as I thought you were going to." At least I got it to him. We had NADA last week. We're getting ready to narrow down what the focus is going to be. 287, Highway 287, Highway 7 are biggies. Next week, I go with Northwest mayors and commissioners to DC to work on transportation. And we have, I think we're up to 12 meetings in a day and a half. And so we fly in Wednesday night. We're on the Hill all day Thursday. And then Friday morning before we get on a plane that afternoon, we have meetings until about 11. So it is fast-paced, and we're about 23, I think, going. So there's some things that are on top of each other, so they split up the groups. And so this morning's meeting was just who's going to go where and what all we're going to be doing. But Highway 7 and 287 are on their list also. So at NADA, we've talked about at some point, the 2 groups may need to join forces because Highway 7 starts in Boulder or ends in Boulder, however you want to look at it. And we have Brighton and everything in between. So same with 287 from Longmont to Broomfield. So those are things that we keep talking about because part of us at NADA go to the Northwest mayors and commissioners. So we have overlap, and it just makes sense that where we can gang up and have the same goals would be good. So,
Mayor, can I add one thing?
Sure.
So the Academy last week, my favorite part was there's one of the attendees. He's an author, and he's writing he wrote already a murder mystery based in Westminster.
Oh.
It's out there in Amazon. I forgot the name now. I should have remembered the name. But that was pretty fantastic that we're out there.
So
In
I think
literature.
you kidded him and said, so is the next one going to be about the fire academy? And what happens?
Right, because that one was about his experience with the police department.
Yeah.
And he went on ride-alongs and did stuff to get more information. So this time he might write one about fire.
I thought of him because I know we're in the middle of our one book, and maybe we should have
Yeah,
the author.
That would be great.
that would be great.
I'm so sorry. Since we're on that topic, I did attend that event, that one
good.
book with the author speaking, and I just want to give a shout out to everyone from the leadership team from libraries. They did an incredible job. The turnout was, I think, over 4 times as many folks as last year. It was massive turnout, and the author from Go as a River was just really inspiring. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I absolutely will in the next couple weeks because she was so inspiring. She grew up on the Western Slope, and so a lot of what is in the book was incorporated with her upbringing from hiking and camping outside, which are some of my favorite activities, and I think a lot of Coloradans' favorite activities here. And I just want to say the event was fantastic. She was inspiring to listen to, and I highly encourage folks to go out and read Go as a River because it's all about Colorado, and it was a lot of pride in that room. It was really neat.
And I know from the plane trip, you've been reading it.
Yep, I'm almost done.
Yeah.
It starts slow, but it gets really, really good.
I heard her encouraging. It starts slow, but go ahead and
Yeah,
get
keep
started.
going because it gets really good.
And one question for you, City Manager. Part of that JBC, the bill that they released, I think it's $71 million of transportation grants to local governments that are now cut. I'm curious if you can dig into that. And other grants, there's some other grants to municipal governments that were cut. Okay. So I'm curious what that line item inventory is of what was cut.
City Manager, you have anything?
I do have a report for the time at the dais starting at 7. For now, I would like to acknowledge and thank Mr. Larry Dorr for being acting city manager all of last week and this past weekend. So thank you.
He did a great
to
job.
Larry, yes. And thank you to all of you for supporting me being away last week on vacation. That was really nice to get away. I missed it and I'm back, so happy to be here. Thanks, Larry. That's it.
Okay, we will see everybody at 7 o'clock.
It's pretty nice, yeah.
Welcome to tonight's meeting of March 31st, 2025. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to the City of Westminster City Council meeting of March 31st, 2025. We appreciate your attendance and would like to remind everyone that our meetings are governed by the rules of decorum, which are posted inside the chamber doors. These rules are in effect during the meetings, including breaks and transitions. To ensure a welcoming and respectful environment, we kindly ask everyone to adhere to the following expectations. No attendee shall disrupt the meeting. Threats and intimidation are strictly prohibited. Audible expressions of support or opposition for any speaker are not allowed. Signs and placards are prohibited inside the chamber. All attendees must remain seated in the designated seats and refrain from occupying aisles or blocking doorways. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding as we work together to maintain a productive and respectful meeting. If you are here to speak during public comment, please sign up in the lobby. It closes at 7:15. Roll call, please.
Councillor Carmelia.
Present.
Councillor Demott. Councillor Zadi.
Here.
Councillor Hott.
Present.
Mayor McNally.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Nurmela. And Councillor Ireland.
Here.
Do we have a motion to excuse Councilors Demott and Mayor Pro Tem Nurmela? Councilor Azadi.
Yeah, I move to excuse Councilors Demott and Mayor Pro Tem Nurmela.
Councilor Hott?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to excuse Councilor Demott and Mayor Pro Tem Nurmela. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That brings us to consideration of minutes of March 17th. Councilor Carmelia?
I move to approve the minutes of March 17th, 2025, City Council meeting as presented.
Councilor Azadi?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of March 17th. Are there any further comments or discussion items? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I am going to take privilege and ask us to go to item 10B tonight, our public hearing, and would like to open the public hearing. It is 7:02. And City Manager Andrews.
Thank you, Mayor. If I could call up Planning Manager, Mr. John McConnell. He has an update and a request of City Council.
Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and City Councilors. This evening, we had a request from the Uplands applicant to respectfully request that their case be continued to the April 14th meeting so that they may get the full council's consideration of their application.
Any questions? Close the public hearing.
Mr. Frankel?
Mayor,
Or do we?
if there's a motion to continue the item to April 14th, then the council could, if it's seconded, vote upon that motion.
Okay, thanks. Councilor Carmelia.
I move to postpone this until April 14th.
Councilor Ireland.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to continue the public hearing for the Uplands to April 14th agenda. Is there any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councillor Carmelia.
Yes.
Councillor Azadi.
Yes.
Councillor Hott.
Yes.
Mayor McNally.
Yes.
And Councillor Ireland.
Yes.
The motion passes on a 5-0 vote.
So it is 7:04, and I will close that public hearing for the moment. And that brings us back to presentations. Do we have someone here from CASA? Join me down front. Come on up.
Okay.
How are you tonight? Introduce yourself. Tell them about CASA. They need to know everything about it. This is your time to advertise.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I am Lisa Gallegos with CASA of Adams and Broomfield Counties, and thank you to councilors, mayor, city manager for recognizing this very important month. It's Child Abuse Prevention Month, and it helps us to bring awareness to the community of the importance of supporting parents, strengthening families, and really building brighter futures for our children. And at CASA, we recruit, train, and supervise community members just like yourselves to become CASA volunteers, where you would advocate for kids that have experienced abuse and neglect, and also kids that are continuously missing school have become a big focus for us in this area. We are glad to have the support of Westminster, the city of Westminster. We were able to serve 58 children last year, and we just so appreciate your support in recognizing us with this proclamation.
And how many do you totally serve?
448 last year across the Denver metro area, I'm sorry, the Adams County area and Broomfield. So thank you so much.
And I'm sure you could always use more
Always,
CASAs.
yes.
And I would be remiss without saying that a former counselor, Lindsay Emmons, is one of your CASAs.
Yes.
And
Wonderful.
yeah, I heard some of the stories, and all heartbreakers. I don't know, if it wasn't for the CASAs, these kids, I would be sad to know what they don't have and what they get with these CASAs. So if anybody listening hears this and has any time and would love to know more, please call and get some more information. So, and also tell them about if they want to support with we're going to be seeing blue pinwheels.
That's true, that's right. And we are, it's actually at the Adams County Courthouse. This tomorrow is the county proclamation for child abuse prevention, and blue pinwheels represent the month, and we'll be wearing blue tomorrow. And it's, again, just a way that we get awareness out there of the need for CASAs and to support our children that have gone through these bad experiences.
Great. And I don't know if the city's going to have them for sale for $5, but you will find those around the city and county. So please help out. And I know my windmill or little pinwheel goes up in my front yard planter so that people see it all the month. Whereas every child deserves to grow up in a nurturing environment free from harm and fear. And whereas all children do not receive appropriate care. In fact, too many children become victims at the hands of abusive perpetrators, and whereas every responsible person would agree that even one abused child is too many, and it is up to us as a community to tirelessly work to end the abuse of children through awareness and action, and whereas Westminster has dedicated individuals and organizations who work daily to counter the problem of child abuse and to help parents obtain the assistance they need, and whereas effective child abuse prevention and advocacy programs such as CASA of Adams and Broomfield counties succeed because of partnerships among families, social service agencies, schools, religious and civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. And whereas the community is stronger when all citizens become aware of child abuse prevention and become involved in supporting parents to raise their children in a safe and nurturing environment. Now therefore, I, Nancy McNally, Mayor of the City of Westminster, on behalf of the Westminster City Council, do hereby proclaim April 2025 to be Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month, and urge all citizens, community agencies, faith organizations, and businesses to work collaboratively to increase their efforts to support families and prevent child abuse. Signed this 31st day of March 2025. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You need to come over here, she says.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That brings us to a time for public comment. The public comment portion is an opportunity for the public to speak with City Council. Each participant will have up to 3 minutes. Public comment is not intended to be a back and forth discussion. If you wish to speak about a public hearing item, please hold your items until that item is called. Tonight we have one public hearing and one on the preliminary development plan amendment for North Huron planned unit development. The city clerk has informed me that we have received how many emails?
We received 2 emails.
Which have been transcribed, and we have them posted online. City clerk, please call the first speaker to the podium.
The first speaker is Charlene Willie.
Thank you, and good evening. I'm here tonight to express my sincere thanks for the Council's recent decision to request that Jefferson County Commissioners consider the 4 primary solutions offered by Save Our Skies, SOS, a grassroots citizens group to combat the noise and pollution from the county-owned Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport, RMMA. After 7 years of advocacy from Westminster residents, it appears that Westminster City leadership has chosen to ask Jefferson County to consider the welfare of Westminster residents who are daily exposed to airborne microparticulate lead, as well as other pollution, and the nearly constant round-the-clock noise that damages not only health, but also severely degrades property values. These solutions have been offered repeatedly to Jeffco commissioners and airport staff in many venues, including directly to the commission, as well as in the Community Noise Roundtable, where Westminster representatives were joined by reps from 5 other communities that also endure these same negative impacts. I want to extend a thank you to city staff for their work in drafting this letter. The version I've read is clear and concise and presents the most salient issues very well. I would also like to emphasize the hundreds of hours that community members have invested in researching and vetting these options. SOS members applied their professional skills to describe the harm to the community and offer workable solutions. Scientists, teachers, and real estate professionals worked together to describe and provide documentation and credible sources on the various harms inflicted on the community. Others, including college professors, attorneys, and financial experts, researched and carefully analyzed each of the solutions. Their work verified that these options were both available and attractive to Jefferson County. In other words, that they met FAA regulation, that recommended alternative fuels were available and deliverable to the airport, that state law provided subsidies for this transition, and that examples of these suggested changes had been successfully implemented in similarly located, locally owned and operated airports across the United States. All of this demonstrates that when leadership and community work together, we can make progress. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Gary Bland.
Welcome.
Welcome, everybody. Gary Bland of Stanley Lake Homes. Good to see everybody. Everybody's smiling today. The weather's been kind of good last week. Now it's changing. I just want to speak in favor of our police department. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but just lately I've seen more people pulled over for speeding, and I love it. Believe it or not, there's every one of you guys, I love you for this. It's been long waited, now I'm feeling a little bit more safer driving out there, so I appreciate whoever's done this. It's great to hear. We're talking about the volunteer thing. I just heard something. I don't have any more time yet for that. I just joined the fish program in South Westminster. Talk about a great program. The people I serve, we serve people 60. Me and my wife are volunteer, but actually I'm going to take credit. I fed 60 people. That's what it feels like. So it was a wonderful feeling. the people. There's a gentleman that lives on the property that helps take care of it. I'm not going to mention his name because rules, I guess. But anyways, we ran out of dog food, and I want to commend Obi over here. I made a call out, or actually, I think it was a Facebook post or something. We ran out of dog food. He jumped on it right away. This goes out to a credit to the dog guardians that actually do a great job out there. They got a cleanup process that's coming in. I still got time. So I just wanted to mention that they were out there. I met with her. They gave me like 80 pounds of food that I delivered over to the fish. Thank you, Obi. Other than that, I want to do another shout out to Eric, our Parks and Rec, rec person. I can just tell you, this guy, I've been working with him. He is spectacular. And Jody, you need to hear this. I'm amazed at what he can do, just so you know. And that's all I have for today. Thank you, guys. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
The next two speakers are going to come up together. It's Carrie Cha and Tracy Yang. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and members of the Council. My name is Carrie Cha, and I'm the Executive Director for the Hmong American Association of Colorado. Alongside me is Tracy Yang. She is our Hmong Language and Culture Director with HMAC. And tonight we're here to just extend our gratitude, thanks really heartfelt for the City of Westminster for supporting one of our events that we held earlier this month, our inaugural gala that was held on Saturday, March 22nd. And I want to thank the City Council for showing up and attending our event, bidding in the silent auction.